Hi, my name is Cummings, and I just want to come to you today and talk with you as if I were in your living room or your place of business, wherever you are. I struggle with being adopted. I met the Lord around 14 years old, but before that, I was in a hospital for depression and suicide. And I remember a poster of a rock musician. I started listening to that rock band. After it pulled me back in, I said, forget it. I can't live like a Christian. I'm a mistake anyway. And I started wanting sex, drugs, and rock and roll. I began to smoke. I began to smoke pot. I began fornicating. I began to do all those things that the church said not to do, because I wanted to hurt God for taking my mommy and my daddy. I wanted to hurt God for not helping me. I just wanted to die. Even my senior quote was, live fast, die young, James Dean. I went out and ended up getting pregnant, ended up on the abortion table to kill my son, but there was somebody outside the abortion clinic with a cross yelling in my window, don't do it, don't do it. And by God's grace, I didn't have enough money to have that abortion. Well, then I ended up on crack and I started really going downhill, stealing gas and driving off and stealing food and all these things. But yet there's that child at home. I wasn't close to my family. I hit my own mother. I'd kick my mother. I'd flip my mother with a bird. But yet they took care of my son. They fed me. They loved me. They were real Christians. And then I hit bottom. And I came home one night after a long cocaine binge, alcohol binge, and I laid my head on my father's chair and I began to rock on my father's chair. God help me. I would grab my hair and scream, God help me. And God did. God knew me. Well, after that, God started blessing my business. I started going to church, and I enjoyed church. I enjoyed Jesus. I was so alive again. I remember living at my parents' house, having this kid out of wedlock, feeling the shame. The shame was gone. I remember running laps around my church. I remember being excited about Jesus. I would shout. People didn't understand why I shouted, but I had been forgiven much, so I loved much. And then God did this crazy thing that I thought, what in the world would you do this for? God was like, I'm calling you to preach the gospel. I'd already been telling everybody about Jesus everywhere. I knew I was an evangelist, but I just thought I was like a business owner that loved to talk about God, but I was talking about God all the time. And I was so excited about it. So God started using me to preach the gospel on Pensacola Beach for years, and I don't do it for money. You know, I do it just because I've been forgiven much and I love God. And I cannot wait to see Jesus, the one that died for me. He is so good. And I just compel you today to hear and listen that God does have a plan for your life and He wants you to come home. I'm telling you, let the walls of your heart down and let Father come in, because He is what matters. He's the one that truly cares about you. And I love you too. If nobody said they loved you today, I love you. Thank you.